Hey guys, Trent from Local Pest Experts. Today we're going to talk briefly about termite baiting and monitoring, how it works and the benefits that it can provide to your home. So to understand termite baiting and monitoring, you first need to understand the basics of termite biology, their foraging habits and their feeding habits. Termites are basically a big ball of goop surrounded by a hard shell, and that shell, that exoskeleton, is made of chitin. Now that's important because the baits we use, one of the real benefits to them is the fact that they're non-toxic to anything without a chitin shell. Termites can only grow so big without shedding that skin and having to form a new one. The mode of action of all the termite baits we use is what we call a chitin synthesis inhibitor. What that means is that when they shed that skin or that exoskeleton made of chitin, it inhibits their ability to form a new one. And when they can't form a new one, they dehydrate and die really quickly. Now we know how the active in the bait works, we need to look at the mechanism we use to get the bait back to the termite colony and to get that active across all members of the colony, including the queen. And to do that, we exploit a process that termites use for feeding that we call trophallaxis. So there's many cases or types of termites within a colony, and the workers are the ones that do all the damage. They're the ones out there eating on the timber. So what we do is we put a bait in place of the timber, the termites eat that bait, they take it back to the nest and they basically poo it and spew it, and all the other colony members consume that, thus passing on that active ingredient. And once they get a gutful of that active ingredient and go to shed their skin, they can't form a new one and we see colonies collapse. So that's the process of termite baiting and getting the bait back to the nest. But there's a huge part of the process that we haven't talked about yet, which is the termite monitoring. And these stations are set in ground around a structure, around every sort of 3 metres or so, but in highly conducive areas to termites. And what they work on is termites' natural foraging ability. As they're foraging, they're looking for carbon dioxide in the soil or any sort of traces that might lead them to a food source. And because these stations are attractive for up to 2 or 3 metres, they're attractive to termites that are in direct striking distance from your house. Instead of making it to your house, they come into the stations. As we're checking the stations, we have the ability to introduce some bait, feed the termites and get colony control before the termites make it to your house, making it an incredibly effective, proactive termite management solution.